There is something strange buried in the work of the most aggressive critic of religion in Western history. In The Antichrist, the book where Nietzsche declares war on Christianity, he pauses, and he praises Buddhism. He calls it 100 times more realistic than Christianity. He says it is beyond good and evil. The man who spent his career demolishing religious belief looked at Buddhism and saw something he could respect. Why? Let us strip Buddhism to its philosophical core. The Buddha taught 4 things. Life contains suffering, not as punishment, simply as fact. You will lose what you love. You will age. You will die. Suffering has a cause. Craving, the desperate reaching for things to be other than they are. You suffer because you want. Suffering can end through understanding, through seeing clearly what causes suffering and then stopping. And there is a path, the Eightfold Path. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is not commandments. It is a training regimen. Notice what is absent. No God, no sin, no guilt, no punishment, no eternal soul. The Buddha refused to answer metaphysical questions. The house is on fire, he said. Do not ask who started it. Help me put it out. Nietzsche saw Christianity as a religion of resentment. It took the values of the strong and inverted them. Power became sin. Pride became arrogance. The weak created a moral system that made their weakness virtuous. The priest needed you to feel guilty, because only a guilty person needs a savior. Buddhism, Nietzsche saw, is the opposite. It does not create guilt. It does not invent sin. It diagnoses a problem, suffering, and offers a practical solution. No threats. No promises of paradise. Just, here is why you hurt. Here is how to stop. Nietzsche praised its cool, objective approach. Its freedom from the concept of God. He saw something closer to philosophy than religion. But he also saw danger in Buddhism. The same danger he saw in Schopenhauer, world denial. The danger of saying no to life itself. Here is where Nietzsche and Buddhism part ways. Buddhism sees suffering as a problem to be solved. Nirvana is the extinguishing of the flame, the end of craving. Nietzsche sees this as nihilism disguised as wisdom. To want to end suffering is to want to end life. Because suffering is not a bug. It is the core of human experience. Every great achievement was born from suffering. Buddhism says, transcend it. Nietzsche says, use it. One says let go. The other says overcome. Both thinkers reject the permanent self. Buddhism teaches anatta, no self. What you call you is a constantly shifting collection of sensations and thoughts. Nietzsche arrives at a similar conclusion. The self is not a given. It is something you must create. Become who you are. Both agree the self is not fixed. Buddhism says, see through the illusion and be free. Nietzsche says, if the self is not given, you are free to build it. One dissolves the self. The other constructs it. Nietzsche rejects pity. He calls it the most dangerous emotion, preserving the weak and rewarding victimhood. True compassion means helping someone become stronger. Buddhism also teaches compassion, karuna, the wish for all beings to be free from suffering. This is not pity either. It is the recognition that we are all burning, and the only response is to help put out the fire. Both reject pity. Both arrive at clear-eyed, unsentimental compassion. Schopenhauer is the bridge. The first Western philosopher to take Buddhism seriously. The young Nietzsche was a devoted Schopenhauerian. But he broke with the pessimism, the idea that the only rational response to life is to deny it. Yet Nietzsche continued to respect Buddhism. He recognized a version that does not run from the world, but learns to see it clearly. So what do we learn from both? Nietzsche and Buddhism are not compatible systems, but they share something rare. Both demand that you look at reality without flinching. Both tell you that suffering has causes you can understand. Both tell you the self is not what you think, and that this is good news. The Buddhist path is gentler. It is a path of letting go, of finding peace through acceptance. The Nietzschean path is harder. It is a path of saying yes to life, even when it hurts, of using suffering as fuel. But perhaps these paths are not as opposed as they appear. The Buddhist who has fully accepted impermanence and the Nietzschean who has fully embraced eternal recurrence. Both have made peace with reality. Both found freedom and clarity. The difference, the Buddhist extinguishes the flame. Nietzsche makes it burn brighter. Nietzsche and Buddhism are two of the most honest systems of thought ever created. Neither offers comfort. Neither promises salvation. Both demand that you grow up. Stop waiting for a savior. Stop blaming circumstances. Buddhism asks, what causes your suffering, and how can you end it? Nietzsche asks, what are you doing with your suffering, and what could you become because of it? Both questions matter. And Nietzsche, the great destroyer of religion, looked at Buddhism and saw a fellow traveler. Someone who also refused to lie. Someone who also demanded clarity. That is the highest compliment one philosopher can pay another. and it is the one Nietzsche paid to the Buddha.